Jumbo, fellow adventurers, happy Friday. Time for a spiritual tune-up. This week we're talking about the craft of writing for fun or for free. And today's topic is the catch-all, writing and whatnot. You've posted a lot of great questions down below. Thanks for the hearts and the waves and the stars and the engagement. Thanks above all for sharing these videos. So I'm going to dive into all of your great questions. If you have more questions about anything under the sun, or you want to request a new theme for next week, relationships, the paranormal, goal attainment, manifestation, creative visualization, let me know down below on either Facebook or Instagram. I read them. I read these posts within 24 hours of them going live, and then I don't go back, so don't go to old ones. All right, so today's first question. Mike, I've been writing for free for over 3 years. At some point, it may be that I am not allowing the universe to use me in a bigger way. Could you briefly speak to the mindset of allowing? Well, there's a topic there, allowing, and it deserves a whole book. But at the same time, topics like allowing, self-sabotage, receiving, they make it complicated. It's like, oh my God, where am I not paying attention? What have I done to prevent myself from opening the floodgates? And it to me, it's like, let me give you a whole nother take on answering your question on how to allow. Go get it. Okay, we tend to be a little too passive when we believe in life's magic and the universe. I know what you're talking about, writing for free. For 20 years, to this day, I write notes from the universe for free. But something I did early on, driven by fear of losing my home or worse, was I asked myself continuously, how can I monetize this? What else can I do? What can I try? Where can I go? And it has never stopped. That voice asking me those questions has never, ever stopped. And thank goodness, hallelujah. So I would say, instead of looking for how or why you may not be allowing, which is such a complicated question. Maybe it's childhood, maybe it's karma, or where are you self-sabotaging? Oh my God, if you go looking, you'll find places. Instead, you're the eyes and the ears of God. You're here to rock and roll. Your dreams are yours for a reason, to make them come true. You're pushed on to greatness every day. Your positive thoughts are more powerful than your negative thoughts. So just keep showing up. Continue to write for free if that feels good. You're creating content. Perhaps you're creating a platform. But maybe you can speak. Maybe you can have a podcast. Maybe you can have an e-zine. Maybe you can self-publish. Maybe you can find an agent. Maybe you can, the list of things is endless. I mean, look at what we do at tut.com. There's video courses, there's webinars, there's world tours, there's travel adventures. There's a trainer program, and there's like a dozen more things I'm not even thinking of, plus products. So I would just say, go, be proactive. Don't wait for the universe, make it happen. Next great question. Why do I put writing last when I know it's my passion? Because it's such a big deal to you. It's such a forever, eternal thing for you. Maybe like being an entrepreneur, maybe one day. Maybe like the love of your life. Maybe like so many other things. It's so big. It's so colossal. It's such your passion. You know it's never going to go away. And so you can put out this fire, you can put out that fire, and you're right. You have nothing to lose, nothing to risk, because you know your passion, and that day will come. But you're making it into such a Mount Everest that it's also scaring the spit out of you. So here's a famous quote that I just recorded for my new 21-day Change One Thing adventure. Check out the link below. You gotta join me January 5th. It's like $19 freaking for a 21-day, 4-hour workshop videos. Anyway, this is something I shared in Leveraging the Universe as well. Very famous quote, and I'm going to dissect it for you. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. Doesn't that? Anybody up for fortune? Anybody want to be favored? Anybody know that inside of them there is boldness and genius? Hell to the yes. But here's where we freak out. We get so intimidated by the idea of being bold. And we think of legends like Oprah Winfrey or you name it, whoever is your idol, Bruce Springsteen. And we think of their amazing life. I mean, they crossed the finish line decades ago, if you will. And we imagine and compare ourselves today to them at the top of the mountain. It is not bold to be at the top of the mountain. It is not bold to finish the race. It is not bold to win the race. It is bold to start the race. It is that first step. That is genius. That is bold. That's the step that no one else takes. Take that step. You know what your passion is. How do you do it? You realize just break the flipping ice and resources and legions will be summoned. Whatever your thing is, break the ice. So for you, the person who asked this question, before the sun sets today, unless you're in Australia right now and it already set or whatever the time is, I want you to write the first paragraph, the chapter, the outline. I want you to start. Just start. Okay? The mama duck starts and the baby ducks line up. Your ducks will line up. The resources you need to finish the journey will be summoned once you start. So start. Write a dang paragraph. Write the first sentence. Okay? And tomorrow write the second one. Just start. Don't be afraid. You're loved and you will be assisted. Mike, how do we get endorsements? Let me tell you that this is not necessarily going to always work. But I can tell you, unless you're talking about, a Bruce Springsteen or just a mega famous person. If you write a heartfelt 1 page, do not write 10 pages, please, letter or email to the person you would like to write a blurb or an endorsement. And you reference them and their work in an authentic way. You read this book, this passage had meaning, thank you so much. I aspire to do what you're doing. I've written a manuscript. I'm wondering if I could send it to you. Tell them the truth. Be real. Don't be me. I've written a book and it's going to blow your mind. They're going to read your letter. Somebody on the front lines is going to say, this is nice, and I know you want to see it. Okay? Now, whether or not they say yes, I don't know. But you got a 50-50 shot. I say yes all the dang time. I say yes more than I should say yes. And that doesn't mean I'll say yes to you. And I'm going to probably get a bunch of requests right now. Go to the darn website and click info@whatever.com and send a nice heartfelt email. I do get more than I can reply to. I do get more than I can say yes to. So I'm not promising anybody I'm going to do that now. I really don't even want any more. I've got several on the back burner right now that I've got to look. But it seems to be this great mystery. How do you reach somebody? You write them a heartfelt letter, and they're going to read it. I don't care who they are. They're going to get it. Now, they might not reply. They might be too busy. Hey, what approach should I take if I want to publish a book using a pseudonym? Just do it. Chances of this becoming an issue, like the world has consumed your book and they're all dying to know your true identity. if that even happens, great. Let it be this fun mystery, and you can decide then whether or not to unveil yourself. But chances of that happening are so minuscule. And that's not to say you're not going to write a book that changes lives and makes $1 million and be on a bestseller list, but that anybody would really be like, who's the author, is just not gonna happen. And if it does, that's a great problem to have. So, either be honest and use your name, or use a pseudonym for whatever reason, maybe to hide your identity because you're talking about real characters. People do that all the time. I don't think you need a strategy. Just do it. Just do it. It's no big deal. For me, Mike, writing can be all-consuming once I get going. Can you talk about the fear of missing out while writing and how to find life balance? Okay, there's a note from the universe that said, when the fear of things staying the same finally becomes greater than the fear of the risk you're about to take. So in your terms, when the fear of not finally getting your book done is greater than the fear of missing out, stuff happens. So maybe you're not there yet. There's a lot of good stuff happening out there. Go and enjoy it. You don't have to write a book ever. But when that feeling comes up and it's gurgling and you'd rather write and miss something than go do stuff and not write, then you'll be ready. As any thoughts on background noise or music to listen to that might free up thoughts? For me, and this is different for others, complete silence, absolute silence. Sometimes I light a candle, and sometimes I have a crystal. I always have crystals on my desk. Sometimes I hold on to them. Sometimes I talk to them. Silence is the best, though, as far as audio. Mike, suggestions for a writing routine. I try to write a little bit every day, one way or another. The only routine I have is when there's a deadline, and Simon & Schuster or Hay House, I've got a book and the first draft is due in 4 months or 7 months. Or I map it all out. I figure I'm going to write 50,000 words, maybe 12 chapters. How many do I need? How many weeks do I need per chapter to make the deadline of the first draft? I do all that mechanical stuff that really helps me. I know that I have 12 days per chapter to do the first draft, because that's going to pace me a lot. And then I only do this for really big deadlines, usually a book. I will announce to family and friends and coworkers that from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. do not disturb. Do not. And I discipline myself to not go, searching the internet for news stories, be distracted by other things. And I am at my chair at 8 a.m. and I sit there, with a few exceptions, until 12 or 1 o'clock. That's extraordinary, but it usually works. And last question, can you speak about the muse? The muse. The muse, they say artists have a muse, the reason and purpose of their writing, maybe their crush is how it's usually interpreted. I've never really had a muse that way, other than the love of what I want to share and the process and act of sharing it, knowing that people are going to light up the way I lit up when I got it. So for me, if you will, my muse is the content that I share and my excitement over the nature of reality, who we really are, the eyes and the ears of God Almighty come alive in the dream of life. Happy Friday. Thanks for being with me. Tell me what you want me to talk about next week. Ask your most profound questions on the meaning of life or anything under the sun. Facebook or Instagram. I also post these regularly to YouTube. Tell me who's your favorite podcast station. We're going to be bundling all of these tune-ups into podcasts. I'd love to know where you get your podcasts. Again, please join me on January 5th. Look beneath the description on Facebook of this video that you're now watching, and you'll click through to the 21-day Change One Thing adventure beginning in January. Can't sign up too soon. On Instagram, swipe up to my bio and the link will be there. I can't wait. It's going to be a really cool 21 days where I am going to be lit up as I share exactly how I have used pivotal times in my life over several weeks to get clear, to get grounded, to get focused, and blast off. I'll help you do that with the beginning of 2021. All right, Diana, Winnie, you're always there. Happy Friday to you. Barbara, Rose, amazing. Michelle, Kitja, Nelson, Mary, Nina, and then on Instagram, who do we have? Oh, Donna. Great that you're here. Paula, Lauren. Thank you, Debbie, for being here. Happy Friday, happy weekend. Talk to you, see you on Monday. Hasta la vista, baby.